Hey guys, here's the Honda Accord 2018. So we're doing the brake fluid flush of some factory Honda DO3 brake fluid. So I usually fill it up. I don't have a pressure bleeder here, but we're just going to do it the old school way. So that's what we're using. We're using the Genesis bleeder. Has a hose all the way down here. That's what we got so far out of it. Pretty much done. I'm just going to do a double check, but this is all the fluid that came out so far. Pretty much went over 1 quart with this guy, and it's a pretty good bleeder. Open it up, have somebody help you push the pedal, or gravity bleed it for a little longer. I did both of these. First I gravity bled it, and then I did a manual push down. So we're using a 10mm wrench here. Make sure you snug this thing back on. Go ahead and put your cover back on and put a little parts wash on there when it's all said and done. Also make sure you take the all the wheels off at the same time and lift the car at the same time. So I got it on 4 jacks. Got these new Daytonas. That way the car will be level. You can get all access to all the bleeder screws. And this one's done. So now we'll do all the rest. We'll start at the right rear, go into left rear, right front, and left front at the very end. So by the time it's all said and done, the brake fluid in the master cylinder reservoir should be pretty clear. However, I always start with removing most of the fluid that's in there before I put some new fluid in there. That just helps the process, so you're not pushing a bunch of old fluid through these lines. That way you get most of that old fluid out before, put some new fluid in there, and you start with fresh new fluid. And the last thing I do is I clean this little filter screen. Gets full of crud from just years of having old brake fluid in there. So I'll clean this guy up, and I'll also clean the master cylinder reservoir because it has a bunch of crap on it. And that's all the crap that I was telling you. We're going to get all that off. And there's your nice clean filter screen. This guy back in there. You'll correct the fluid level. I already have it to the max. Put the cap back on, and then we'll clean it up. And that should be it for this brake flush. And there it is. Reservoir's all cleaned up. Brake fluid in there is nice and yellow now, so they should be good for another couple of years. Now, different manufacturers recommend it at different intervals. Mercedes does every 2 years. Honda, I have to look up their service records, but probably around the same time, every 2 to 3 years, depending on use, obviously. But you can get moisture in there, so that's what causes it to turn black. So that's it.